I was thinking about, Joe, a Twitter poll today about comeback player for the Bills. Not in the maybe bounce back player is a better term here. Not like the DeMar Hamlin sense.
All right.
But who is the Bills' best bounce back candidate? And I started to do the Twitter poll and realized that there were not going to be enough options for the poll.
There weren't going to be 4 guys?
No, there's like 15. There's too many guys.
Well, let me guess. How many did you get to?
I got to I stopped.
2?
I stopped the exercise. I got to 2, and then thought filling out number 3 and number 4 is too difficult because I got to 8 pretty quickly. You could make a case for bounce back season.
Yeah.
Is a totally fair thing to get to for them.
Now, does bounce back have to be the guy has done something before?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it could be like more even like most improved player. Like
sure.
The MIP in the NBA has that.
You might even want to call it like the glow up season.
There you go. Yeah.
Who is set for the glow up, as the kids might
All
say,
right.
season?
Well, I guess I would definitely imagine Coleman is on that
Yes,
poll.
he was one of the first 2 names I wrote down. And again, this is a poll that does not exist. So you can't vote in this.
Not yet.
But you can call us about it if you want to.
Josh Palmer.
Those were the first 2 names.
Right.
Paul Hamilton is raving about Josh Palmer, having been at practice this week and seeing him. And he's getting some good reviews. And it's taking me back to when they signed Palmer, which was, this is a fairly nice receiver. I like this move generally. And again, like you would have wanted somebody over top of him. And now they have that. So I'm slowly being led back into my... Remember, you kind of used to like this guy as a ancillary piece. So anyway, Keon, Palmer. Who else?
Did Terrell Bernard make the cut?
He did make the cut. Terrell Bernard played a lot of last season. Injured.
Yeah. He was not very good when he was on the field.
No, that's right. It was a bit of a liability in a lot of ways, and a lot of it was maybe we're not getting the full Terrell Bernard. So, yes, he's on the list.
Tyler Bass?
Tyler Bass is on the list. He did not
Even
play
though he missed
at all.
Yeah, the whole season.
Sure, could he have a bounce back or a glow up season? He was further down my list of who's.
He also does qualify, even though he was hurt all of last year. Like the last time we saw him, he was near the bottom of the NFL in field goal percentage.
Right.
So that helps him qualify for this as well.
I don't know how many people are going to be staunchly ready to say, I think Bass is the one that's going to have the biggest glow up this year. But maybe someone out there will.
I don't think he really works for this because he's new guy here, but if you did his time in Chicago, I think DJ Moore would be like number 1. Maybe.
I didn't put him on the list, but you make a point. There's a case to be made for him.
Like he had his worst season of his career last season. And this year, he's going to have this.
A glow up, yep.
Like all these other guys, Coleman, Palmer, like maybe there's like fingers crossed. It'd be nice if we could get that. Same even with Bernard, maybe. More, you're expecting him to have the glow up.
Yes.
From what he was last year,
He would
which
probably,
was like a third option.
If there were a 20-person poll, he'd have to finish in first place because people are expecting him to do the most.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about like the draft picks that haven't done a lot? Like TJ Sanders? Landon Jackson. I've got him here. I've got Dwayne Carter. I've got Michael Hoyt. Michael Hoyt is... the legend of Michael Hoyt.
6 quarters of good play and missed. Like, is he going to have the glow-up full breakout season?
I don't like that one. He can't have a glow-up. For me, what he is in people's minds right now, like going up from that, it doesn't seem possible.
I mean, he could glow up from 6 quarters to 60 quarters.
I think fans talk about it like he's Bruce Smith right now. Like, what is he going up from? He's going up from being this mythical being that is going to come and save their defense.
How about C.J. Gardner-Johnson for this?
Another good example here.
Bounce back from weird stuff in Houston and like get yourself right here in Buffalo.
Yeah. Where did he go after Houston?
Back to Philly? Didn't he go back to Philly?
Chicago.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Sorry, Chicago. Yeah.
But yeah, Houston was ugly.
Yeah.
And he's talked about that.
Right.
I mean, how different should TJ Sanders be from the other guys?
Probably not
did he really
different.
Do much as a rookie?
They put him at defensive end often because they were so lacking in that spot.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he played out of position. I've got a couple more. Don't forget Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver could have a glow-up season. He's kind of Michael Hoyt. When he played last year, he was very good, and he just didn't play a lot. He was hurt for most of the year.
He had 3 sacks in 3 games after having 3 sacks in 14 games the season prior. And all like even pressure numbers, quarterback numbers. Like he was going to, at his pace, reach his previous season's totals in like 6 games, given what he was doing. So he would be good for this.
Dalton Kincaid is always a candidate in this conversation. Play 16 games. There's your glow up. It's kind of, it's not scientific. It's just, this is where I stopped the poll and didn't post it. Just kind of like, well, there really are a lot of candidates for bounce back, glow up, breakout, whatever you want to say. And I think you could look at it one of two ways. Maybe the answer is somewhere in the middle, that it's good to have so many players that you don't need them all to hit. You need a couple guys to kind of flash. On the flip side, you maybe feel like that's an awful lot of players you're kind of looking to. It's a long list, not a lot of established guys that you know what they're going to give you. So,
yeah, that's right. I would say, though, that you do have one common thread you see through that list. Maybe sans a couple of guys, like Coleman wouldn't qualify totally for this. Sanders wouldn't qualify for this if he's there. But everybody else had injury impact them in some way. Right? Like even
Kincaid,
Bernard and Palmer, guys who are on
Bass,
the field.
Landon Jackson.
Right.
Dwayne Carter.
Jackson,
Hoyt.
He's out for the year in Miami is when he gets hurt.
Yep.
Like everybody on that list except for, and really I guess Moore, if you wanted to expand it to Moore in Chicago, Coleman, like all of those guys, a couple of those guys didn't have injury impact them, but everybody else, it's like if you come back from injury and stay healthy, like, should I expect Terrell Bernard to be a pretty good linebacker if he's just healthy all year long? But Palmer maybe is this too. Should I expect Josh Palmer, if you told me he's going to be a healthy season from him, that he's going to just be good? He's a good player? Or is there more to figure out there? Because with guys like Coleman and guys with like Landon Jackson, there is more to figure out with than just can they stay healthy. I need to figure out if they're actually good. At the same time, maybe Palmer's on the edge of that. Like between, is he actually a good player, and is that what we saw last year, or is he not that good of a player? He's just he's a role player, and that's why he didn't have a big season. Like he would be somebody that I would be on the edge of about that. Versus, even like Bernard. Bernard, I feel like we've seen him be good when healthy. Just wasn't last season. So, Oliver, same thing. He's a good player. Yep. You just need him to stay healthy. A couple of those guys, it's not just about health. It's about, like, actually glowing up.
Right. That's, I guess, where you'd say breakout. Like, could DJ Moore have a breakout season? Depends on your definition of it. If he already had it when he was, 24 versus when he has it when he's 29.
Well, could he have the best season of his career at 29 years old?
I suppose it's possible, right?
I mean... And how do you define best season? I mean, it doesn't just have to be 1,300 yards because he had a 1,300-yard season where I don't think that was his best year by like some of the other stuff like yards per target. His best season was in Carolina with Joe Brady. So, like how do you want to define his best season? I would say be a true number one receiver on a great team. He's been a true number one receiver before on bad teams, and I think you could say he could have a breakout at 29 years old, but I think when I think of that list, I'm thinking of Coleman and Palmer. Two little bit of different circumstances. I think Palmer, it's more about injury, but those are two guys at a position battling to start that they have invested in something. Palmer, not crazy, but like something.
And Palmer, a bigger.
And can either of them have that breakout or glow up this year and be your third guy? That'd be big for their offense, I think.
To the point about like who they invested in. It's a fun, just random conversation about football. Like, what does a GM think is a bigger investment? A second-round pick or 3 years and $30 million? I could make the case either way.
Yeah.
Who do they invest more in, right? Dollars, they definitely invested in Palmer way more because Coleman's entire contract probably pays him less than what Palmer makes in a year.
True. Coleman, of course, was the first pick of the second round.
Right.
It's not like they picked him at the end of the second round.
No, which, of course, is like your biggest piece of capital that year that comes to you for free. So,
I mean, I think they would probably consider Coleman to be the bigger investment.
Okay.
Right? When you pick a guy, end of the first round, start of the second round, like what are your expectations generally for that guy? Isn't it, come in, be a really strong player for us for 4 years, and then we get to conversing about a second contract. Like, you're looking for a long-term relationship
you'd hope.
with that player.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Palmer at $11 million, like, that's, it's a role player.
I guess maybe the best way to look at, like, what is a bigger investment is where could I have done so much better, or, like, what can I get elsewhere for 3 years and $33 million? If that, like, what can I get for that? I can get role players in the league that I maybe count on a little bit. I can get a good, well, it depends.
You get a good running back.
Yeah, it depends on the position.
Yeah.
With Coleman, like, what can I get first pick of the second round? You dream of lots of different things.
Right.
Either way, whether it's both of them, one of them, neither of them, that actually does have this, like, bounce back or glow up. The Palmer one is, to me, I don't say much more likely, but he has had success in the league, not a much higher level than Coleman has. They both have had seasons that are, less than 1,000 yards, where you're finishing out with like 600 yards and a couple touchdowns. So he's never been the focal point of a passing game. And now that he's slotted behind Moore and presumably Kincaid and Shakir, like, he won't be the focal point of this passing game either. He wasn't the focal point last year. Before the injury in Atlanta, he was not being featured, whether you think it was coming along slowly or whatever. Like, now he's a role player, and, maybe he just is able to slot in where he's supposed to be. And we're thrilled about it for 1 year until we get to that conversation next year. So a lot of candidates for bounce back. I got one more name for you that we didn't get to that maybe someone out there is thinking.
Yeah.
Like, the list of guys that you'd like to see, again, we've said it a million ways, bounce back. Dawkins. That's almost, to me, like a perception one, because the perception is, from some, he lost a lot and wasn't nearly as good. And there are a lot of ways to measure that would say he was still very, very good. So can he have the kind of season where, for however you want to see it done better, he does that? And they like him, and they say, yeah, you're our left tackle for another 3 years. Let's redo your deal. It's just a lot of guys. And Dawkins has gone from a staunch, you can count on this guy to some Bills fans as, let's see what happens. This might be his last year.
Did we ever land really on how down of a year he really had a year ago?
It's tough to land on it because what do you want to do it with? Grade from PFF, pass block, win rate, being ranked one of the top 100 players in the NFL.
Right.
You get a lot of different ways to look at it.
Like, when I remember
he changed his body because he felt like, or they felt like, they wanted him to play a little lighter. Yeah. So however you want to look at it, they had a great offensive line, and is he not the kingpin of it?
Yeah, he has been for a decade now, right? Like, he's the left tackle when they break the drought. Like, it's been a long time.
He's been durable, he's been good, and yet it feels like you can throw him in this conversation because there's at least some faction, and the Bills might be included in this, that feel like they need more.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting. And that there was a body type change with him over the offseason. And even remember when the Jeremy Fowler list came out and he was, what was he among? Honorable mention or others receiving votes maybe for best tackles in the NFL. And one of the unnamed executives that made a comment about him in there was talking about how good he was and how talented he was. And then there was a line in there about effort. And that was the thing that I remember from Bill's Twitter during the regular season that was getting after him. It wasn't about, you got blown up by this player on this play and bam, Allen got hit. Like, that happened against Houston, but he had a concussion and, I think he gets a pass for that. There was really no other game where that really happened. But what was getting pointed at? Oh, look at this play where Allen's running around and Spencer Brown is still out there blocking and Dawkins is just standing still. Like, that's the stuff that was getting pointed to, and that is what was said by an unnamed, I think it was an NFC executive on that list. So if that's all it is, though, that to me isn't how good is the player. That is something else. That's maybe that's the fitness level, or maybe that is just a buy-in thing. I don't know what it is, but that's not how good he is, because when you really started to get into, well, how good was he? Doing this in the spring, looking back on some of the notes that we had written down about that, he had the 7th lowest pressure rate allowed in the NFL by any tackle last season, and he had the 3rd lowest pressure rate when he was one-on-one, which he was left on as much as any tackle in football.
Yeah.
He was left on an island more than anybody in the league, and he was the third best in that situation. And Aaron Schatz wrote up why he voted for him to be his first-team All-Pro. He had the number one ESPN win rate among all linemen. He was going through with offensive line experts as well, and he got to, okay, I think he's the best left tackle in football. He voted for him as the first-team All-Pro.
Where did Brandon Thorne vote for him?
Brandon Thorne he did say that was one of the offensive line experts he spoke to about it.
Gotcha.
I don't know where Thorne just did a ranking. I'll look where he ranked him, but doesn't that sound more like, yeah, just clean up the fitness level and you're still a great tackle, right?
I think so.
What game other than Houston do we remember for Dawkins was getting beat relentlessly in a game?
He played with a concussion possibly?
Right. Like, what was the other game where he was getting dogged?
I don't know. I had someone, again, we've gone to this play occasionally, the play against the Chiefs where he's one-on-one with Chris Jones and like Chris Jones pushes him back. The playoff game.
Oh,
the playoff on the throw to Shakir. I had someone tweet to me referring to that as he got dog-walked by Chris Jones, which if you watch the play, like that did not happen.
No, I mean, he got pushed back into him.
He got pushed back after 3 seconds of going one-on-one with a Hall of Famer. And, the quarterback was there and could have stepped somewhere else. And I feel like the play design was to go for a shorter pass anyway. But that's water under the bridge.
Brandon Thorne ranked him 8th among all left tackles in the NFL.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. 803-0550. If you have a name you heard right there, you want to jump in on it, you can. You can join us at 803-0550, wide open phone lines for you. When we get back, we're going to talk with Jonathan Malley. Again, architect Jonathan Malley. I shouldn't say architect. He's got an actual title that's much more beyond that. So it's coming up from Populous. That's who designed the stadium. Jonathan Malley, Populous Managing Director, America's design lead on the stadium, which, again, it's not exactly like we're talking to him about all the problems. We're going to talk to him about the build and how they chose, what they chose, the process by which you get the finished product, and what decisions, concessions have to be made along the way. So we'll do that when we return. Jonathan Malley of Populous coming up on the other side. Don't miss it. Jeremy and Joe here on WGR.